So there's no global, there's no new brawler, there's no new game mode. I'm gonna have to say, yeah.
Hey, what is going on everybody? This is Mr. T, and today we're going to be playing some Brawl Stars. So, in the background here, or over here on the right, you're going to be able to see me playing some Smash and Grab with Jesse. And in the meantime, we're going to be talking some Brawl Talk. So, Brawl Talk came out today, and I think Lex put it best when he said,
so there's no global, there's no new brawler, there's no new game mode. I'm going to have to say, yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's one of those things where the Brawl Talk really did a lot to appease players in the sense that, hey, the Brawl team is still working. They're working extremely hard at making the game better, at making the game ready for global. However, it is something that it was really disappointing to not see anything new really coming into the game, just fixes things that we already had. For example, we got the new brawler progression, which you can see right here.
So another really big change we have coming this update is that we're redoing the whole upgrade system again. And how this is going to work is basically, if you're familiar with Royale, it'll be very similar to that. Forget what you know about coins, and what's going to happen is you'll be able to upgrade your brawlers with power points and coins. This is a new resource with the old name. So you'll still have brawl boxes, and those will still be opened with something, not coins. And out of these brawl boxes, you'll get power points for specific brawlers. So you could get like 20 Colt power points or 30 Shelly power points, something like that. And you'll get some coins.
And in this brawler progression, you can see that they are trying to revamp the way that new players look at the game when they come in. It's a lot easier to look at the game in terms of 1 through 10 than it is looking at the game in terms of 18 different separate upgrades that you have to do, including the star powers, to be able to power your max brawler all the way up. So I kind of understand why they had to make this change. However, maybe it wasn't the right time to do it with not having anything new coming in, because the players that have been playing for months for this game were really looking forward to something fresh and new. Even if the game is now global, yeah, that's fine, but I mean, the brawler progression being new, that's not really something that's going to make or break someone's playing experience playing right now. So I think that this was something that they were really trying to get ready for global release, as opposed to focusing on making sure that the current game is better for the people currently playing it. So this is more about global than it is about anything else. Now, with that said, let's talk about the big change here. Landscape mode. I actually kind of like it. I prefer games in landscape mode. I already have a very small phone as it is. I have an iPhone SE. Normally I play on my iPad. And when I'm playing on my iPad, there's absolutely no problem with it because, you know, I'm playing on my iPad and this thing is huge. But when I'm playing on the iPhone, it is very difficult to play in portrait mode because I can barely really see the map because my finger's taking up quite a bit of it. Now, I'm a tapper, and something else is going to change in this game is that tapping is no longer going to be a thing. So now you're going to have to actually use the joystick with one hand and a joystick with the other hand, I guess, with your other thumb to be able to flip into the shots that you do, which I don't necessarily like. I think that the tapping with the second hand was better. If they made it landscape and you still tap with the second hand, that would still be better. However, I kind of understand the change here. Again, tapping wasn't the thing that people were using as much. Aside from me and Powerbang, I don't really think there were any other YouTubers. I'm very small though. I'm not trying to put myself in the same sentence as Powerbang, seriously. So let's back up here. I'm just saying that I think that aside from me and Powerbang and maybe a few others, very, very small people, there wasn't really anyone else using tap. And also just the general player wasn't really using tap. The free-to-play, higher skill players weren't using tap. The non-free-to-play, 10,000 plus cut players weren't using tap. They were all using joystick because the dodging is a lot better. So at that point, it kind of made sense why they needed to make this change, because they saw that the grand majority of the game's population is using tap. However, I think that taking away this possibility also is kind of restrictive, and is also going to take away from some of the maneuverability that the game had in terms of allowing you to play the game how you want to play it. And I think that Supercell's really big on that, and we know that from Clash of Clans. They're really big on playing the game the way you want to play it, or playing the game the way it was meant to be played. So I guess they kind of decided that this is the way that the game is meant to be played now, is meant to be played with joysticks. So not really a big fan, but hey, you know. Anyway, so Lex also did say in his recent video, which I'm going to post in the section below and right up here, that we are also getting a couple new things, like a new smash and grab map. He wasn't allowed to talk about, but he did mention it, so it's there. We're also getting a couple other things. No new brawlers this time. No new game modes. No new news about global release. So really, what we're getting is a more polished game in terms of the UI. In terms of when you walk into the game, what are you seeing that really attracts you and that's going to make you continue to want to play this game from a user interface level. That's what UI stands for. From a user interface level, what is it that's going to make you actually want to continue to play this game, that's going to make it amiable or friendly to you coming into this game as a new player? And I think if you look at it that way, it kind of makes sense why they had to make this change. But again, I'm not a huge fan because I think that the game was pretty good as it was. I really like the portrait mode, especially playing on my iPad now. On my iPhone, I didn't like it as much. I do like the landscape a little bit more on my iPhone. But anyway, I digress. Now, what do you guys think? I just want to know what you guys think. I know I have a very small viewership for Brawl Stars, but I want to know what you guys think here in the comment section below. Let me know. Do you guys like this new change that is coming out? What are you guys expecting in terms of a global release coming up? Do you think that the game is actually getting closer to that? Because in the Brawl Talk, they did say
we don't want to be falling behind after we make a global launch decision. So we want to get all that work done now so that we're ready to go when the day comes.
Right.
And if you look at that, it really feels like the game is getting extremely close to a global release. I mean, if the developer themselves is saying basically when the game goes global as opposed to if the game goes global at this point, then it really makes sense that we are getting extremely close. Now, we still need a couple of major things before the game goes global. We do need the spectator mode, and we do need replays in order to make this game truly become an esports powerhouse and be able to allow tournaments and all this other stuff to happen. We really need these things to come out. So that's something that they're working on, and it's something that I'm very hopeful for in the next couple of updates, possibly in the next one. But I also really want to see more new brawlers. I want to see maybe at least one more new game mode that really gets us going and that really gets the new players invested in this game right away. The current game modes are going to be great, and I think that new people are going to like it. One thing that I was talking about just recently was I have in our Clans Alliance, in our Clash of Clans Alliance, we have hundreds of players that are very, very ready and capable to play Brawl Stars once it comes out on Android. But the thing is, like 80 to 85% of people in the entire world use Android. So especially people that play in Clash of Clans in other countries, you can buy an old Android for like 80 to 90 bucks or less and be able to play Brawl Stars and Clash of Clans pretty easily. But an iOS normally costs way more than that, even a used one. And they have all these restrictions in terms of like being able to play in different countries and whatnot. So anyway, I just think that being able to release this game on Android is really going to help this game take off. It is an excellent game, and I understand why they made the change that they did. It was disappointing, but all in all, I think that this is a good thing for the game. It makes sense why they made these changes, and it makes sense why we are heading in the direction that we're currently heading. So anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Without further ado, this is Mr. T. Peace out, y'all.